Breaking news in the last couple of minutes. It is now official. After a day of rumors and speculation, WWE and UFC will merge into one company, with Endeavor serving as the majority shareholder. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into. And after WrestleMania 39, Sunday, that chapter has closed. A brand new era, a brand new chapter is upon us in the world of World Wrestling Entertainment, as it has been made official. Yesterday, the story was reported and put out there that the WWE and UFC would be merging. Endeavor would be the parent company for both companies. There would be a new publicly traded combat sports entertainment juggernaut, and the news has been made official in the last few minutes at the time of this recording. Absolutely mega historic stuff. WWE has released a press release. We'll read it right now, saying Endeavor Group Holdings Incorporated and World Wrestling Entertainment today announced they have signed a definitive agreement to form a new publicly listed company consisting of two iconic, complementary global sports and entertainment brands, UFC and WWE. Upon close, Endeavor will hold a 51% controlling interest in the new company, and existing WWE shareholders will hold a 49% interest in the new company. Together, UFC and WWE will have global reach, impressive scale, and omni-channel distribution. On a combined 2022 fiscal year-end basis, UFC and WWE achieved a revenue of $2.4 billion and a 10% annual revenue growth rate since 2019. Quote, "This is a rare opportunity to create a global live sports and entertainment pure play built for where the industry is headed," said Ari Emanuel, of course, the CEO of Endeavor. "For decades, Vince and his team have demonstrated an incredible track record of innovation and shareholder value creation, and we are confident that Endeavor can deliver significant additional value for shareholders by bringing UFC and WWE together." It continues with a different quote. "Given the incredible work that Ari and Endeavor have done to grow the UFC brand, nearly doubling its revenue over the past 7 years, and the immense success we've already had in partnering with their team on a number of ventures, I believe that this is without doubt the best outcome for our shareholders and other stakeholders," said Vincent K. McMahon, executive chairman of WWE. McMahon continued, "Together we will be a 21+ billion live sports and entertainment powerhouse with a collective fan base of more than 1 billion people and exciting growth opportunity. The new company will be well positioned to maximize the value of our combined media rights, enhance sponsorship monetization, develop new forms of content, and pursue other strategic mergers and acquisitions to further bolster our strong stable of brands. I, along with the current WWE management team, look forward to working closely with Ari and Endeavor and UFC teams to take the business to the next level. The new company will be led by Emanuel, who will be the Chief Executive Officer, who will also continue his role as Chief Executive Officer of Endeavor. McMahon, Executive Chairman of the Board, and Mark Shapiro, who will be the President and Chief Operating Officer of both Endeavor and the new company. Dana White will continue in his role as the President of UFC, and Nick Khan will serve as the President of WWE. So just to confirm those roles and what we're going to see here, the hierarchy and the org chart, if you will. Ari Emanuel is going to be the Chief Executive Officer of this new company. McMahon's going to be the Executive Chairman of the new company. Mark Shapiro is going to be the President and Chief Operating Officer of this company. Then we're going to have Dana White being the President of UFC, and we're going to have Nick Khan being the President of WWE. So whilst they're still under this, I guess, Endeavor umbrella, they're going to be merging but still somewhat separate entities, I guess. The board of directors will consist of 11 members who will be appointed at a later date, 6 of whom will be appointed by Endeavor and 5 of whom will be appointed by WWE. Together, WWE and UFC expect to deliver an estimated $50 million to $100 million in annualized run rate cost synergies by leveraging, among other things, Endeavor's back office and robust infrastructure. Endeavor also expects significant growth access revenue areas, including domestic and international media rights, ticket sales and yield optimization, event operations, sponsorship, licensing, and premium hospitality. Endeavor's success at UFC, including increasing commercial opportunities, that have driven more than 2 times adjusted EBITDA growth since its acquisition in late 2016 demonstrate the significant value creation opportunity and upside potential of having UFC and WWE under one roof. Now, when it comes to transaction details and approvals, the transaction values UFC at an enterprise value of $12.1 billion and WWE at an enterprise value of $9.3 billion. The transaction represents a contribution price of WWE of approximately $106 per share before any post-closing dividend. Additionally, UFC and WWE will each contribute cash to the new company, so it holds approximately $150 million. At closing, Endeavor ends to sweep or excess cash at UFC, and shareholders of the new company, other than Endeavor, are expected to receive a post-closing dividend. Under the terms of the new transaction, existing WWE shareholders will roll all existing equity into the new entity that will be the parent company of UFC and WWE. NewCo is its named until it's named at a later date. So we don't actually have the name for this new company as of right now. At the moment, it's just NewCo. That's just a generic name until they find out what this new company is going to be named as. And it intends to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol TKO. The listing of NewCo will expand the collective investor base to allow for broad market participation across Endeavor and NewCo. So the name at the moment hasn't been actually revealed. It's just NewCo. At the moment, it's being listed as TKO. I don't know if, again, that's what they're going to be named as or if it's going to be named something different. We don't have those details at the time. The transaction has been unanimously approved by the executive committee of the board of directors of Endeavor and by the board of directors of WWE. The transaction is subject to the satisfaction of customary closing conditions, including receipt of required regulatory approvals. The transaction is expected to close in the second half of 2023. This marks the successful conclusion of WWE's strategic alternatives review process. WWE embarked on this process to take advantage of the company's unique position in the entertainment ecosystem, as well as the inflection point coming with media rights renewals, both of which were widely recognized in the marketplace through this process. Now, the people that were involved in all of this, the advisors, you had Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs were serving as financial advisors to Endeavor, and Latham & Watkins is serving as legal advisor to Endeavor. The Rain Group, if you're a Manchester United fan, you know them, is acting as the lead financial advisor to WWE. JP Morgan and Moelis Company are acting as financial advisors to WWE. The Rain Group, JP Morgan and Moelis & Company each rendered fairness opinions to the board of directors of WWE. Paul, Weiss, Rifkin, Wharton and Garrison were serving as a legal advisor to WWE, and Kirkland and Ellis were serving as the legal advisor, or are serving as legal advisors to WWE's controlling stockholder, Mr. McMahon. Now, what's really interesting about this too, and this is going to be coming basically in the next hour, so we'll get more reaction to this once this webcast has happened, but Endeavor and WWE will make a public recorded audio webcast at 8 a.m. Eastern time today. That's about an hour or so at the time of recording this, discussing this transaction. The event and accompanying presentation materials can be accessed at WWE's corporate website, corporate.wwe.com/investors. The link to the webcast as well as the recording will also be available on those websites after the call concludes. And again, it's really big stuff. I mean, there's still more in this statement. There's a bit about obviously Endeavor, UFC, WWE. There's cautionary statement regarding forward-looking statements, talking about, again, should, believes, hopes. Just because the press release is out doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. But the point being is that this is happening. The breaking news as of right now is that Endeavor is announcing that UFC and WWE will be forming a brand new global live sports and entertainment company. The expectation is that this deal will close in the second half of this year. UFC and WWE are going to be under one roof. It would appear as of right now, and again, this is the interesting thing, I don't know if any money has taken place. I don't know if we're looking at Vince McMahon was reportedly looking for $9 billion when it came to purchasing the company. we don't know if this is just a merger. There doesn't look like a lot of money is changing hands. Vince McMahon is still serving as executive chairman. This could be a situation from the creative point of view where Vince McMahon, because it's a new company, decides, hey, it's a new company, therefore I'm back in charge of creative. So there's still a lot of details we really don't know at the moment again, but the news is official. The news has been released. Endeavor, upon closing of this deal, Endeavor will hold a 51% controlling interest in this new company, and existing shareholders will hold a 49% interest of the new company. So for the first time in the company's history, WWE is not controlled by the McMahon family. Upon the close of this deal, it will be controlled by Endeavor, a 51% shareholding. Again, absolutely stunning news, stunning revelation. We had heard that these takeover talks or these sale talks were ongoing, and we heard they were progressing well, but really last night it kind of came out of nowhere, and certainly, again, absolutely fascinating stuff. Now, prior to this deal being announced, Fightful had released a big article last night talking about all of the situations, all of the goings on. WWE had told Fightful, according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, that they'd be hosting likely suitors in Los Angeles for WrestleMania. And they've also learned that the deal was in motion well ahead of this past weekend. It was also in motion when Vince McMahon nailed down a 2-year employment contract at WWE. Of course, that was made official of that SEC filing last week. When Endeavor acquired UFC in 2016, they looked to retain Dana White in a head role, although he had many more years leading the charge ahead of him than Vince McMahon does. Those close to McMahon claim he was adamant to them he was returning to oversee either a sale, rights fees negotiations, or possibly even both. WWE creative team, when it comes to the creative part of this, about what the future is going to be in this new public company, they claim they've not interacted with Vince McMahon since his departure in the summer or since he forced his way back into the company last December. However, several talents have had concerns he's getting more involved. Of course, McMahon was backstage at both SmackDown and WrestleMania last week, giving input. He was on headsets. He had his own office as well. He was giving feedback. Those that Fightful spoke to with knowledge of the situation say that Vince McMahon would have had protections to either keep him around in some capacity or have a healthy severance clause in case he was quickly canned. So McMahon is not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. And again, it's certainly absolutely fascinating. Now, Endeavor also recently acquired Asylum Entertainment Group, which is a non-scripted production company. WWE has also had numerous talent-driven non-scripted shows. In addition, Endeavor, of course, owns the UFC, which has featured the likes of Brock Lesnar, Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Matt Riddle, and others on the WWE roster. One source within Endeavor that Fightful spoke to last night immediately spoke to the belief that if an acquisition were to take place, it would provide more mainstream opportunities and opportunities for for WWE talent without fear of losing them to outside projects, as Endeavor is in a healthy position to help provide those opportunities and projects. So the sale has been and was a major talking point backstage at WrestleMania Night 2. The talent truly weren't sure what's going on. Now they are, that the press release has officially been put out there. Nobody from the bottom of the card to the top of the card was given any true indication as to who a potential buyer would be. Several talent contacted Fightful to say they were ecstatic that WWE didn't end up being sold to Saudi Arabia or a Saudi-led group. Fightful have been told the relationship between WWE and Saudi Arabia was set to continue. So that's the latest breaking news. Of course, there are still some more news and more fallout coming out of WrestleMania, but that is the big breaking news story as of this morning or lunchtime or evening, depending where you are in the world. Endeavor has announced that the UFC and WWE will merge to form a $21+ billion global sports and entertainment live company later on this year. Absolutely massive stuff. Let me know your thoughts, your reaction in the comment section below. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're going to have so much more reaction and fallout to this as the day goes on. I'll speak for you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.